From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your Evening Update. Your weekend weather update is made possible by Caltrans District 2.
Well, good evening, everyone. I'm meteorologist Mike Kruger in for Brian Wilson. Well, as you know, many of you who live in areas that got impacted or were impacted by those thunderstorms, you know just how active it was. And for those of you who are outside of the areas, well, then, of course, you're not quite aware of what was going on today. Bottom line, there was some severe weather out there. Strong thunderstorms, gusty winds, heavy rainfall, and possibly even some hail out there. If you have a storm photo that you'd like to share, do me a favor. Go to the Weather NorCal app and then scroll at the very bottom of that app and you can share your photos. It's very easy. You tap on that and it'll take you through the directions. All it needs is access to your photos and you're good to go. So again, just make sure you let me know your name and your location and we're good to go. And if you don't have the free Weather NorCal app, well, you know, it's a great resource not just for sharing your photos, but you can use the radar, you can watch the 24-hour streaming channel, you can watch the weather updates, the works. So check it out on your free Weather NorCal app. Just search your app store for Weather NorCal. Look for this logo right here, and you'll be able to download that app for free. All right, so I do a segment at the beginning of my morning and evening weather forecast called Kruger's Quickcast, because I can elaborate and go into a lot of detail when it comes to the forecast. But for those of you who maybe are in a bit of a hurry or don't want all the details, you can watch the very top of the weather forecast to get Kruger's Quickcast and just kind of know what to expect here for tonight. For example, into the early morning hours, look how cool it's going to be. Temperatures mid to upper 50s, some low 60s in there for the valley. We're talking 30s and 40s for the higher elevations. It feels more like a fall or a spring night rather than a summer night. So this is certainly a welcome sight now, as any way you look at it. Now, as you take out the door tomorrow morning, maybe you're going out to get some coffee or whatnot. Well, it looks like you're going to see temperatures again, those cooler temperatures even at 8 o'clock in the morning. For Trinity County, upper 40s, also for Siskiyou County, and right around 50 degrees here for Modoc County and the eastern mountains. Still a few showers for the north coast, by the way, but should be dry by the time we get into really tonight. So 8 o'clock tonight, still a few scattered showers out there. You can see the thunderstorms off over the ocean. That really won't impact us. That's just going to kind of move up to the north. So tomorrow morning, again, mainly for Del Norte County, but even parts of Humboldt County, could see some drizzle, light showers as we go into tomorrow morning. But then that quickly clears out here as we take you through Sunday afternoon. Just a couple of clouds, but overall looking at those dry conditions. But the cooler air will still be in place. So we're really not going to see much in the way of cloud cover or even rainfall for that matter tomorrow. So tomorrow, yeah, we'll call it partly cloudy, but clearing skies for the valley. With temperatures there in the mid to even some upper 80s for your daytime highs. So yes, it's going to stay on the cooler side. Temperatures in the 70s for many of the higher elevations, and looks like in the low to mid 60s out along the coast. Let's take a look at that 7-day outlook for the valley, and those temperatures are actually going to increase a little bit here, but not by much. You know, the normal high is about 97, 98 in the valley. We'll be well below that. Look at that by Friday and Saturday of next week. We're talking low to mid 80s and maybe a chance for some more rain. Yes, more rain possibly in the forecast by the end of next week. That's for the coast, inland, and not to mention Weaverville. And then for Siskiyou County, Modoc County, Susanville in the eastern mountains, also that chance for showers for Friday, Saturday. Now the timing of this will most likely change. The intensity, who sees most of the rainfall, all of that's going to change. That's a week out. But it looks like we're seeing that trend towards the potential for some wet weather, and not to mention cooler weather in the forecast as well. All right, again, I want to remind you of the free Weather NorCal app. Go to your app store on your iPhone, search for Weather NorCal. Go to the Google Play Store on your phone, search for Weather NorCal, look for this logo, and you can download the app for free. Okay, here is your more detailed forecast. Sit down, hang tight. We're going to be going over a few things. Now, it's not going to be quite as detailed as we did this morning because, yeah, most of the storm is pretty much going to be gone by tonight. So another cool but dry day on Sunday. Temperatures slightly warmer for next week. Now, highs will stay below normal all next week and cooler with possible showers by the end of next week. You saw that in the 7-day forecast in a bit. We're going to take that in a little bit more detail here. But take a look at the winds too. They're still a little gusty, so I do expect some elevated fire danger still, even for tomorrow in Modoc County and the eastern mountains, especially to the east, kind of eastern Modoc County, eastern Lassen County. Otherwise, overall, the winds really aren't that bad. Looks like we're going to get a nice little break from the winds here. Even into your Monday, the winds won't be all that bad either. So that's certainly a welcome sight. But again, as the National Weather Service putting out this fire weather outlook in the elevated range here, again, just because we do expect some dry conditions and still a little gusty out there even tomorrow afternoon. Speaking of the humidity, it's going to be very low again. We're going to be back down to about 13% out in Chico. So in the valley, single digits and teens, unfortunately. And as we take you into your Monday, looks like it may even be a little bit lower with that humidity. So we're going to be back to those low humidity levels, unfortunately. So looking at Futurecast, here we are at 8 o'clock tonight. Just a few scattered showers here and there, but things are really wrapping up here this evening and tonight. By 11 o'clock tonight, most of it's gone. Still some scattered showers for parts of the north coast, but nothing intense, nothing that heavy. That continues overnight to the early morning hours before you start to see that begin to clear out, and even the clouds begin to clear out here for Sunday afternoon. Now, as we take you into Monday, kind of the same situation. We may start to see a little bit more fog developing along the coast here, especially for Monday morning, but should clear out by Monday afternoon and Monday night, and plenty of sunshine elsewhere. No more rain in the forecast anytime soon, at least for the first half of next week. But then this area of low pressure right here now is showing signs of kind of shifting to our west and then eventually pushing through on Saturday of next week. This morning, the forecast model had this area of low pressure start here, work its way down by Friday into Saturday over Northern California. Now it's got it off to our west. So you kind of get the idea here. I've got the chance for showers in the forecast for Friday, Saturday, but it's all really going to depend on where this low pressure system ends up. Should it move over on top of us? Yeah, we got a better chance for rain. Should it move off to our west? Okay, now our chances for rain diminish. They're going to be slimmer. But as we get this system kind of pushing through, that's when we see the rain. But it's not just the rain that we're talking about. We're going to be talking about those cooler temperatures. Now, this one that's impacting us now, that's going to be moving out here early next week. In the meantime, high pressure, that's going to try to build in. So we may see temperatures increase a little bit as a result. But as that moves out, another reinforcing shot of cold air comes down from Canada. And it will continue to ride down to the south. Now, again, if you watch this morning, this low pressure actually moved over us into the north. But now it's taking it on Friday to our west. This would be a dry solution. We wouldn't see any rainfall out of it. But then eventually, as it kind of moves towards us Friday night to Saturday, we'd be looking at some rain. So a bit of a broad brush forecast for Friday, Saturday with that potential for some showers. But again, you get the idea. We're not only going to look at the showers, but cooler air. And on top of that, that's helping to push and keep that heat way off to our east. And as a result, no major heat waves. In fact, take a look at the 10-day trend. They kind of start to go up because remember that low pressure system as it moves to our north, as we transition to the next one coming in, that's going to allow some heat to kind of rebuild again. So we'll be back to about 92, 91 by Tuesday, Wednesday, and then there's that big dip in the temperatures by the time you get into Friday as that cooler air begins to move in. Once that scoots on out of here, temperatures start to climb back up again, and we may see in about 10 days from now, temperatures back to closer to normal for this time of the year, which would be in the mid to upper 90s. But that's a long ways out. But bottom line, through next week, we can expect to experience some more mild weather for this time of the year. All right, let's take a look at those wave heights as we take you through your Sunday. They're going to be fairly low. Taking you into your Monday, looks like they're going to be fairly low. So really nothing to be too terribly concerned about when we are talking about that marine forecast. Here's what we have for tonight. Temperatures, yes, as we saw earlier, mid to upper 50s, maybe around 60 for those overnight lows in the valley. In the 40s, even some upper 30s for the higher elevations. Yeah, I mean, it's getting quite chilly. You may have to wear a coat. You may have to put on the heater. Okay, maybe not. Maybe still let some of that cooler air in overnight. Temperatures mid to upper 50s out along the coast tonight. All right, here's your Trinity County neighborhood forecast. 80 degrees out in Trinity Center, 81 degrees for Hayfork tomorrow, Ruth about 76. Look at that 7-day outlook. It's dry tomorrow. And then we see dry conditions through Thursday. And again, that broad brush forecast. Everyone in Northern California will see a chance for showers Friday, Saturday. Doesn't matter where you are. Mountains, coast, inland, valleys, the Sacramento Valley. Doesn't matter. Everyone's going to have that chance. Until we get a better perspective and get closer to that time frame, we'll have a better idea who's going to see the rain and who's not, and who's going to see most of it. And if we see any at all. All right, so there you can see, of course, again, there it is, right? But for tomorrow, yeah, 69 in Fortuna, 76 in Honeydew, and Shelter Cove about 65. We take you up north, inland, your temperatures are going to increase a little bit, but there's that drop in the temperatures by the end of next week, back in the 70s. Looking very nice. Here's your Siskiyou County neighborhood forecast. Temperatures in the 70s and 80s for your daytime highs on your Sunday. And we take you to your Modoc County neighborhood forecast. 82 for Alturas, 76 degrees for Tule Lake. And there's Eagleville, the high of about 82 degrees. And your Eastern Mountains neighborhood forecast, temperatures in the 70s and 80s here as well, although Viola, one of the cooler spots, at about 68. 75 for Fall River Mills, Bernie about 76, and Paradise topping out at about 79 degrees. Here's your Valley neighborhood forecast to the south with 86 for Los Molinos, 84 in Corning, 84 for Durham, and Gridley about 85 degrees. And we take you up to the north with 86 for the city of Shasta Lake, Redding about 87, Whiskeytown 82, and Lakehead a high of about 85 degrees. So let's take a look at that 7-day outlook for Redding, and you can see upper 80s by the time we do get into Monday, low 90s, so a slightly warmer. So we'll see a slight increase come Tuesday, Wednesday, before we see another drop in our temperatures by the end of the week. Chance for showers Friday, Saturday, highs back down in the low to mid 80s. That's your evening forecast. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock.